If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or you've even got a YouTube channel, and you don't like the way you look, then in this video, I'm going to help you through that. Recording yourself is a really difficult thing to do. And if you don't like the way you look, it can be a challenge. I understand this because when I first started my YouTube channel, I really used to recoil when I saw myself on film. I really didn't like it. And for some people, they find that a little bit odd. They think that, well, you are the way you are, and that's the way you look. So why are you even worried about it? And I completely understand their point of view, but this isn't about logic. This is about not liking the way you look. It's about an insecurity that you might have, and it's something that I faced. I used to upload my video to my computer, and I'd look at that video, and I wouldn't like it, because when you go through life, as much as you might think you know how you look, like something I've said in a previous video about camera confidence, as much as you know the way you look, that's usually head on in a mirror, or if you have a photo taken, you might ask someone to take it from a certain angle. And that's something I've spoken to so many people about, and it's really common. It's not just you, and it isn't just me. But here's the thing, and this is one of the things that really helped me. When you're going through the world, you're going to meet thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people as you go about your daily life, whether that's work, school, just in the street. And for the most part, these people, they just don't care. They're not going to analyse the way you look as much as you are. And that's something that I had to really remember, because to you, you're analysing every little detail. Now, for me, I didn't like the way I looked from this angle. I thought that my head looked a bit weird. But it doesn't. It's just that is the way my head looks from that angle, and it's something that I wasn't really used to seeing. And that might be the same for you. You might have a similar experience, and if that's the case, I'd love to hear from you, because it's always interesting to understand how other people perceive these things. But like I said, what really helped me is understanding this basic principle that most people that you come across in the world just aren't going to care. And it's the same with YouTube. If somebody comes to your channel, or they see your video recommended to them, for the most part, they're going to be judging you based on the content that you're delivering, the topic you're talking about, the subject, and how well you're delivering a message. Is it useful to them? Are you giving them value? Are you teaching them something? Are you entertaining them? And that's what they're going to judge you on, for the most part. And that's how I would judge you. If you were to upload a video, that's exactly what I would be looking for. Is this content valuable to me? And if it is, I stay, I watch, I like, I subscribe maybe. And if it isn't, I move on. And that's just how YouTube works. Not once have I ever met anyone who said, I go on YouTube to judge people for the way they look. So it really doesn't matter how big or small you are, the gender that you are, the colour skin you have, what shape eyebrows you have, whatever personality trait or physical trait you have. No one's going to notice it as much as you will. And it's something that I had to get over after hours and hours of uploading and editing my own videos, essentially looking at myself from different angles and really getting to understand myself and understand that I am the way I am and I look the way I look. And that's something that's going to be difficult for a lot of people, and it was difficult for me. And it was especially difficult to get used to my voice, because that's something that most people definitely don't know. Most people don't know what their voice sounds like. And if they do hear their voice, most people I speak to don't like it. And that's something, again, that you're going to have to get used to. Because as you go through this world, that's the voice that you're going to be carried with. That's the voice you're carrying around with you. You haven't really got a choice about that. It's just something you're going to get used to the more you upload videos or the more you record yourself. But ultimately, just remember that no one's going to judge you as much as you will. And that's something that I carry around with me now all the time. Because I'm always having these doubts when I'm uploading these videos. There's always that element in the back of my mind that says, oh, record yourself from this angle, make yourself look a certain way. Try and make your voice a little bit deeper. And I just have to remind myself that nobody actually cares or notices about them things. No one's looking at me thinking, oh, that guy's voice sounds weird, because this is just my voice. In fact, it's been the complete opposite. I've had people compliment me on my voice, tell me that how clear I sound and how deep my voice sounds. Well, actually, I think the opposite of that about myself a lot of the time. I've got a brace on my teeth, and I think that I've got a bit of a lisp. Now, that might be the case, but I've never had anyone actually say that to me. And here's the point that I'm making. Not only do people genuinely not care, they haven't got the time in their day to sit there on YouTube judging people for the way they look. They're there for a reason. But the few people that you might have, and I haven't had anyone do this, by the way, not yet anyway, I haven't had a single bad comment on my videos. And the few people that do come onto your channel, watch your video, and for whatever reason don't like you, let them come, let them go. Because that isn't a reflection of you, it's not a reflection of your channel, it's not a reflection of the content that you're making, and it certainly isn't a reflection of the way you look. It's a reflection on them. It's their problem. If they, for whatever reason, they might be having a bad day, they might have just had a breakup, whatever it is, for whatever reason, they're in a bad mood and they've gone onto the internet to take that out on somebody else. Or they've watched your video and I'm not talking about people that disagree with what you say. I'm talking about people that are just deliberately horrible and nasty. Those people are so few and far between. I'm looking forward to it, actually, because I'll just thank them for being the first person to leave a negative comment out of literally thousands of people that have seen my content. It's on them. It's their problem, and it's a reflection of their character, not yours. So I get it. It's really difficult. If you don't like the way you look, I don't want to say you have to get over yourself, because that's not what this is about. It is about accepting yourself, but it's more so, what really helped me was about accepting the fact that most people don't care. And the few people that do aren't worth your time anyway. So let them come and let them go. I keep glancing over to the left-hand side there because I think that I keep thinking like somebody's coming. And I really don't like recording myself out in public. But I make myself do it every single time I make a video almost. Because while it's easy for me to be cooped up in my studio, I know that I have to face my fears. And conversely, I seem to find that I talk better when I'm outside than I do when I'm inside. It's just a little bit weird, but you'll find these things out as you start your channel, hopefully. And it's just part of being a human being. Now, I've done quite a few videos where I've heavily edited my videos and I've cut out the pauses, and I'm taking a slightly different route now. I'm going down this route of being just a human being, connecting with you personally. But I'd like some feedback from you, if that's okay. I'd like you to let me know down below in the comments how that comes across. Is that something that you prefer? Or would you rather that I was to cut out the pauses or the mistakes? I'd really love to hear from you if you don't mind spending, 20 seconds of your time. Because ultimately, as new YouTubers, or if you're on the fence about starting a channel, it's a learning journey. And, part of that journey is accepting the way you are as a person. Part of that journey is going to be accepting the way you look and coming to terms with it. And it's one of the biggest challenges, and that's why I wanted to make this video today. Ultimately, YouTube has billions of people that use it. And of those billions of people, you only need a very small percentage to have a really great community of people like I'm building here. The people that regularly come into my comment section and leave supportive feedback. That's, to me, that means the world. And YouTube is very good at finding your audience. It's very, very good at that. You don't need to do anything. You just need to show up on the platform, put out the best content that you can, improve every single time. Don't aim for perfect, because it doesn't exist. Just improve a little bit each time and connect with your viewer on a human level, and YouTube will do the rest. And I guarantee it, doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, what color you are, what gender you are, what ethnicity you are. None of that stuff matters. There are successful YouTube channels around the world, and by successful, I mean, people who make a living out of it, but ultimately success can be whatever you think it is. There are successful YouTube channels run by people of all different sizes, colors, genders, everything. It doesn't matter what people look like. All that matters is the content that you're producing. So stop doubting yourself, because nobody cares. No one really cares the way you look. And I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have, please remember to give it a like, and I'll see you on the next one.